Hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, which is being hosted by our national chapter in the Czech Republic on the topic of opening of a new international master's programme in addictions. It's great to see so many of you join us today. So I'm Kirsty Fitzpatrick, a national chapters coordinator at ISSUP, and whilst we are waiting for a few more to join us, I will begin by saying a little bit about us. ISSUP is a membership organisation with over 32,000 members worldwide, working in the fields of substance use prevention, treatment and recovery support. Our aim is to connect professionals through networking, knowledge exchange and training, sharing the very best in evidence-based, ethical approaches and promoting quality in all areas of prevention, treatment and recovery support practice. If you've not already done so, please head over to our website www.issup.net, where you will find information on how to sign up for free membership. Our website also has a wealth of resources and publications for you to enjoy. Before we get started, I'd like to go over a few things so you know how to participate in today's event. You will have the opportunity to submit text questions to our presenter by typing your questions into the questions pane of the webinar interface on your screen. You may also send in your questions at any time during the presentation. We will collect these and address them during the Q&A session at the end of today's presentation. A recording of the webinar will also be made available for you to watch on demand after the event, and I hope you will stay with us for what promises to be a very popular and interesting webinar. Now I'm delighted to tell you a little bit more about today's webinar and introduce you to our speakers. Our national chapter in the Czech Republic is hosted by Charles University, based in Prague, and today they will be presenting details about their international master's programme in addictions. We will first play a welcome video by Professor Michal Majewski, followed by the main presentation by Adam Kulinek. Mr. Majewski is a psychologist, psychotherapist and head of the Department of Addictology of the First Faculty of Medicine of Charles University and General University Hospital in Prague. Since 2008, he has been the Vice Dean of the First Faculty of Medicine of Charles University for non-medical study programmes. He is an external collaborator of the National Monitoring Centre for Drugs and Drug Addictions and the editor of the professional journal Addictology. So the video will start first. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever and wherever you are. And thank you for your interest joining our today webinar with Adam and my other colleagues. It's a very special occasion to me, and I'm really glad that I can say a couple of words at the beginning of this webinar, because it's very special because of many reasons. It took almost 8 years to prepare a master program, international master program on our department located here in Prague on Charles University. And we didn't want to underestimate anything what is necessary for successful opening and smooth preparation and opening this program. And I have a couple of remarks and information for you at the beginning, and hopefully it will be useful. And thanks so much also to all of my colleagues for doing incredible job with preparing and opening this program, and namely Adam, who did incredible work with entire team. So it's 20 years since beginning of opening our first program, and we moved, significantly moved. And I see that the complex of study programs what we have created here in Prague makes sense, and it's something what works at a national level. And the step what is ahead of us is something a little bit different. From the national level, we are trying to approach international level and open this program, master program. As you know, we have opened some issues what are under discussion in the context of ISSUDDR, of ISSUP and other international organizations, and it's about profiling. addiction professionals, and especially profiling addiction professionals studying on universities and preparing for their future job, for their future positions on labor market, on university academic degree programs. It's a little bit different than lifelong education and continual education, whatever you wish. It's different because it's about complex, comprehensive programs, and many programs are only treatment oriented. What is good, what is great. On the other hand, as you also know, our wish and our idea is to create something more generic and have a broader profile for addiction professionals studying on universities. Practically, it means that we are trying to mix prevention curricula, treatment curricula, harm reduction curricula, and recovery curricula together, including some specialties like working with people in prison, in probation, and in other contexts. It means that we have some very extensive areas where we have many patients, potential patients and clients, where it's necessary to be enough prepared for working with these target groups. That's one aspect. And idea what my people in our team are sharing with me is to creating broader profile and integrating these perspectives into the one study program. It means that people graduating from our master program will be prepared for all these areas. At the same time, I don't want to underestimate treatment as such, because treatment is the core need and needs what were expressed by our colleagues in many needs assessments before, and ongoing needs assessments are very clear. We need higher professionality, better training for people studying on these programs. And the second consequence, what I would like to emphasize, because preparing people for treatment means to have enough clinical trainings, to have enough practical oriented courses as a part of the study program. And it can be a big advantage what is ahead of us, because our training facilities are really interesting, and we have a number of colleagues in the field who are participating on this training for students and preparing these young people for their future positions. Another aspect is defining, and that's a big international discussion and starting discussion, preparing competencies and defining these competencies. And competency models are ahead of us on the table, and it's something what is in time. And I would like to open this discussion with contribution from Prague team through this training, through defining and profiling this international master program. And I think that is better to have examples, successful examples, where people taking their education and trainings, and where it's possible to analyze it and to visit and observe what is happening in these programs and what they are delivering, what the team is delivering to these students. So please enjoy today's webinar with Adam and my other colleagues, and hopefully we will meet really soon, and not only on the next conference in Greece. And I will be very happy to continue on this discussion in Greece, but hopefully we will have another opportunities to have this discussion on many other conferences, and hopefully with some of you we will also meet on exams, and that maybe some of you will be accepted as a students into our programs. So enjoy the webinars, see you soon, and good luck.
Okay, thank you to Mikhail for producing the video. It was great to have your involvement today, so thank you very much. Now on to Adam Kulinek. Adam is a researcher, clinician and a university teacher of the Department of Addictology of First Faculty of Medicine of Charles University and General University Hospital. His professional focus is on the topic of smoking and tobacco dependence in the areas of prevention, treatment, research and education. He is the head of the Centre of Faculty of Medicine and currently involved in research on so-called new tobacco products, for example, electronic cigarettes and heated tobacco. And he's also leading the new International Masters Programme in Addictions. So Adam, over to you. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Kirsty, for lovely introduction, and good morning from Prague, and hello, everybody. And let me share my slides and briefly introduce our novel master study program in addictology. First of all, it's a great honor to present our study program today on the ISSUP webinar today, and I appreciate a lot so many participants, so many attendees who are interested in our study program. Let me start briefly with the topic of history of our institution, our university, and our faculty. The First Faculty of Medicine is part of the Charles University, and as you can see here, we have so long history regarding the roots of the university. The Charles University has been founded in 1348, and it is one of the oldest universities in the world and the oldest university and in Central European region. We have there almost 50,000 students, and there are 17 faculties consisted of the Charles University itself. And we are located in 3 cities: Prague, which is capital city of the Czech Republic, and First Faculty of Medicine is situated in Prague as well. And then there is a Hradec Králové and Pilsen and other Czech cities where the Charles University has its faculties. Let me move to some pictures, because we have very nice buildings and very long history, as I mentioned. And have a look at this building, which is Carolinum, or in Latin Collegium Carolinum, which is historical center of Charles University. So it is very nice and historical building. Let me move here, because this is Aula Magna in Latin, and in English, Great Hall of Carolinum. So the main hall, how does it look inside? And for example, at this place, our students, our graduates get the master diplomas from the hands of the professors or dean or vice dean. So it is very nice, or there are very nice moments where the students spend time and celebrate the graduation with their families. And by the way, this is the statue of the Charles IV, the founder of Charles University. Let me present a few words about the First Faculty of Medicine. It is one of the oldest faculty within the Charles University. So as the Charles University, also the First Faculty of Medicine was established in 1348. Currently, we have more than 4,300 students, and what you would be interested, especially that our faculty is very prestigious regarding not only the history and not only the proportion of the study programs, but also regarding the quality, because the First Faculty of Medicine is ranking in the top 1% of medical faculties globally, where the 17,000 of university institutions are involved. So this is great honor that we have so high credibility regarding our faculty. When we talk about the English study programs, currently we have there these study programs is in English. So we offer general medicine study in English. It is 6 years lasting study program. Then there is a dentistry English study program. It means 5 years lasting study program. Then there is our new master study program in addictology, which is 2 years lasting study program. And we have also a couple of PhD programs for international students teaching in English. And as well, we have a addictology PhD program in here. Let me show you a few pictures from the first Faculty of Medicine. This is the main building. We can say the headquarters of the first Faculty of Medicine, and also there is situated Dean's office. You can see here a very nice historical building in the heart of the Prague. So this is the center, and also the student department is located in this building. So maybe some of you who will join our study program will go to this building to make some administrative tasks as well. This is our dean, current dean of the first Faculty of Medicine, Professor Martin Vokurka, and our medical students. So another picture from our student life and connection with professors, teachers, and the students. A few words about our department, about our facility. So who we are, Department of Addictology. Our department is one of the oldest facility continuously providing addiction treatment in the Czech Republic. We have there a long tradition, because in this year, 1948, there was established the first complex treatment program for alcohol users. And from this year to today, it's still working. So it's kind of long history and tradition of alcohol dependence treatment under our department. Department of Addictology is part of First Faculty of Medicine when it comes to teaching, when it comes to research, when it comes to science and students. And we are also part of the General University Hospital. So it means the clinical practice, doctors, patients, clinical facilities, etc. And we are combining multiple approaches within our department. So we are focusing on prevention of addictions or other forms of substance use disorders. We do also research, teaching. It means undergraduate and postgraduate study programs. And as I mentioned, we are focusing also on treatment. Let me briefly introduce our treatment services, which we are providing within the Department of Addictology. We provide comprehensive or complex addiction treatments, and we are using multidisciplinary healthcare providing teams. Currently, we have there 8 treatment units, almost 60 beds, and our clinical team consisted of more than 50 clinicians, 50 healthcare providers. It means doctors, psychologists, addiction treatment specialists, psychotherapists, social workers, occupational therapists, etc., etc. And we provide normally outpatient service or outpatient treatment. We have there also detoxification unit for adult patients lasting approximately 1 or 2 weeks stay. Then there is inpatient treatment or inpatient ward for women and for men. And the inpatient program lasts 3 months. And then we also provide family therapy and also aftercare or so-called recovery programs. Our treatment program is focusing on alcohol users, illicit drug users, prescription medication dependence, and we are also treating so-called behavioral addictions such as online technologies and gambling, etc., etc. our facility is focusing on men and women, children, adolescents, and also family members and significant others. So few words regarding our department and our complexity and connection between several pillars of prevention, treatment, research, and teaching. Let me briefly show you some pictures of our building. This is the building of so-called Apollinaire, or in Czech Apolinář, which is also historical building established in 14th century by the Charles IV. And this is the church, Catholic Church, Saint Apollinaires Catholic Church, and by its name, the whole street and the building was named. So this is our facility and the view from the parking lot, from the inside of the building. This is the opposite side of our building, and as you can see here, we have their very nice garden connected to the building, and our patients can work on the garden and, for example, jogging or running on the garden. So we are situated in the historical part of Prague. It's a very nice location with very nice stay for our patients, for our medical staff, and for our students as well. This is another view to our building of so-called Apollinaire Department of Addictology. And what is also interesting, there is one very nice building a little bit above to our department, and this is a maternity hospital. It looks like some Harry Potter's building, but this is very nice neo-Gothic building in a neo-Gothic style, and this is a maternity hospital also called Apollinaire. And it has very long history because it was built in 1875, and as I said, neo-Gothic style, and it is situated in the same street, which is called Apollinaire Street, and it is situated a little bit above our department. So you can see here also this historical city lightnings. So very nice place to study, to work, or even to be part of the treatment program. All right, let's move to our novel study program, to our master's study program in addiction. At this slide, you can see what types of study programs we are currently providing and offering. We have there a structure of undergraduate study programs and postgraduate study programs, which are defined by the Czech legislation. As you can see here, from the Czech national or legislative perspective, we define the master and bachelor study programs as undergraduate programs, and then we offer also the PhD program. When it comes to bachelor degree, currently we provide a 3 years lasting study program only in Czech language. Then we have there the master study program. It means 2 years lasting program in Czech, and as a new form of the study also in English from the next academic year. And we have there also so-called rigorous processing, which will be open in next year for Czech students. And also we offer a PhD postgraduate study program lasting normally 4 years for Czech and English students. So I can offer also to participants or attendees who are interested in science and research to have a look to our website for the PhD study program. Currently, we have there more than 30 PhD students, including also students from, for example, Malaysia, Pakistan, and other countries. So this is kind of our pyramid of study programs, and you are interested especially in the master study program in our novel master degree in English. So few information about the study program, English study program. This master degree, as I mentioned, or the standard length of the study is 2 years. So it means 4 semesters totally. The study language, or all teaching, all examines, all materials, and also final master thesis will be provided in English. So the whole study program is in English language. What you are probably very interested is what is the form of study, and I have to say that only the full-time in-person study form is accepted within this study program. So it means when somebody would like to study here in Prague, in First Faculty of Medicine, the study program Addictology, so then the student have to come here and study in person. But we will combine some parts of in-person trainings or in-person courses within the First Faculty seminar rooms, also combining with the online teaching, with some self-learning activities, and also clinical practice. So full-time study form or in-person teaching studying is the only one acceptable form of the study of this program. Probably you are interested also in the tuition for this study, for our study program, and the tuition for 1 academic year, it means 2 semesters, is 290,000 Czech crowns per year. So it means about 11,100 euros, or 12,960 USD per year. So the price is not on the top of when it comes to other programs. So this is the tuition for the one year, 2 semesters. All right, so some basic information regarding these organizational stuff of our study program. Let me now present you some examples of the courses which will be part of the study plan. These are only some examples. I will not present all of the courses we will offer during this study program, but let me present it. Let's start with the clinical courses. So the courses focused especially on improving the clinical skills and treatment and psychotherapeutical skills. We have there, for example, this clinical assessment of substance use disorder, which is about diagnosis, which is about the documentation, early interventions, etc., etc. So focusing especially on one-to-one therapy, working with the patient, with the facility in the healthcare setting, or kind of other types of treatment and care providing services. Then we will have there a case study seminar when every student will bring his or her case study, some case of the patient client, and the students will discuss it with the teacher and present the whole case. Then also CBT therapy and its utilizing in addiction treatment context. One of the main or key subject of our clinical skills is clinical addictology. So it means the clinical skills in addiction treatment setting, very intensive course. And by the way, clinical neuropsychopharmacology focused on, for example, the effects of selected drugs and substances and neuropsychological interactions in our brain. Let's move on to some other courses dedicated to improving practical skills. So not only as a theoretical courses, but especially built as a courses to improve the practical and the clinical skill itself. We have there a psychotherapeutic skills practicing, which is very also intensive work with the whole group, where the 1 or 2 teachers are guiding the group of the students, and they can have opportunity to learn, to train, and to use several psychotherapeutic and clinical techniques like a motivational interviewing, some of relapse prevention techniques, work with motivation, self-awareness, improving self-awareness, etc., etc. There is 2 courses, this in first year and this in second year, dedicated to clinical experience. So in this context, the student normally goes to some clinical or addiction service and stay, for example, for 1 or 2 weeks and undergoing this experience and then reporting the outcome, the program itself, the work with clients, patients, etc. Also, final case study where the student reports his or her clinical case, the case of patient, or in some cases also a case study of the service. And by the way, we are intensively preparing a concept of summer school, which is kind of our unique selling point, where the students will go for 2 weeks to therapeutic community, which is situated about 200 kilometers far from Prague, and the students stay in this therapeutic community together with psychiatrists, psychologists, and other staff, and then they can train and exercise a lot of psychotropic techniques within the clinical setting and addiction treatment setting. We have there also courses about the prevention interventions. As you can see here, most of these courses are rather theoretical, so courses dedicated to community-based prevention or environmental prevention and its context with public health, then media and internet ICT-based prevention interventions, and by the way, some methods or techniques for monitoring and evaluating prevention interventions and policies. Let's switch to another category of our courses which are focusing on or oriented or on research practice. So we will prepare our students to use kind of basic statistical methods, especially for the final thesis purposes. Then we have there also course publishing in addiction science, so some basic guidance and recommendations for publishing papers and texts, scientific papers. Then, as we can see here, some basic research methodology focusing on addiction science topics. And last but not least, there are several, we can say, transdisciplinary courses of this study program, such as how to manage the addiction services from the perspective of the manager, of the boss of the service, then kind of legal and law enforcement topics within the addiction services and drug policy as this subject or this subject. Also, how to deal with legal cases in addiction service from the perspective of the professional. And by the way, we have there this course, professional and ethical responsibilities for clinicians. So it was a brief overview of some of selected courses and categories of the courses and topics we are preparing for the study plan and what you can learn or go through during the study program. Now let me briefly introduce a few of our teachers, and in this part I would like to present especially kind of big names and the great experts of addictology and addiction science, addiction treatment, and not only Czech teachers but also some foreign international experts. As Kirsty presented at the beginning of this webinar, we have there this big name of addiction not only on the European continent. So Professor Michael Mijovský is a Vice Dean of the First Faculty of Medicine and head of the Department of Addictology. So our students can meet Professor Mijovský during the seminars, and Professor Mijovský is specialized on qualitative methods in addiction science, some of clinical and preventive research methods and methodology, and he is also very well experienced in publishing in addiction science. So this is our kind of first name and big name of not only Czech addiction treatment field. The next name of our and now I will present the international teachers is Professor Richard Pates, British gentleman from University of Worcester and professor of psychology, very high skilled and very high qualified, not only in the work with patients, clients, but also in the publishing practice. As you can see here, editor of the Journal of Substance Use and the former president and founder of ISSUP. And by the way, Richard is very well experienced, especially in this topic, adverse childhood experience and the context of the childhood and development of addictology and addiction and independence. Let's move next. Professor Thomas Weber, American expert, focused on especially alcohol issues and public health aspect of alcohol using. Professor Weber is collaborating intensively with our department, and he is also very well experienced in topics like a screening and diagnosis of alcohol dependence, providing early interventions, evaluations of the programs focused on using alcohol, and also in drug policy and alcohol legislation and public health measures. As you can see here, Professor Weber is based on School of Medicine of Farmington, and he is editor-in-chief of Journal of Studies on Alcohol and Drugs. So Professor Weber is also very prestigious author of dozens, maybe hundreds of academic articles. Last but not least, we have there another European expert, Dr. Wouter van der Plasken, from Belgium, from Ghent, associate professor and head of the Department of Special Needs Education. And as you can see here, he is editor of Drug Education, Prevention and Policy Journal, also very well-known European name of the European addiction, not only treatment, but also addiction science. And Dr. Wouter Plasken is specialized on this topic, such as vulnerable and specific target groups, continuum of care and treatment services, recovery and case management, and his specialty is also therapeutic communities, effective factors or efficient factors of therapeutic communities, and the context of treatment and services in therapeutic communities. So as you can see, we prepared or composed our team of professors and teachers from this really experts in the field, not only from Czech Republic, not only from Europe, but also other countries and worldwide areas. All right, let's have a look now for some formal organizational things regarding the study program. Firstly, I would like to mention these dates, these terms, which are very important for you who would be interested in our study program. There is this very important date, 1st December of this year, when the study program will be open, or the application will be open. Then the deadline or the finishing of the applications is 29th February. Oh, now I see that we have there a typo, that there should be a 23, not 24. So the application deadline is in this date. Then at the May, between 2nd and 15th May of the next year, there will be online interviewing as the admission process, and the study program itself should start at the turn of September and October of 2024. When it comes to admission requirements, we have a 2-round admission process. At the first round, each student or attendee has to send required documents, such as copy of the bachelor degree diploma. There is not necessary to study any specific study program as a bachelor degree program. So it is not necessary, for example, that the students have to study before addictology, psychology, medicine. It doesn't matter what the background or the focus of the study program is, but the student has to provide copy of the bachelor study degree. Then there is a motivational letter in the first round, and also students can have or can get some bonuses when he or she complete some of defined courses. We have there on the website of the First Faculty of Medicine, we have there in more detail described what are the courses and what are the bonuses. So, and we choose especially the 3 types of courses as a bonuses. It means in-app course, UPC course, and UTC course. I will provide you more details and more information later on the website of First Faculty of Medicine. When it comes to second round, it is only about the online interview, which is about 15-20 minutes lasting online interview where the commission, where the board will discuss with the student, and the online interview will be about the motivation of studying this program, about the background of the students, some knowledge, some practice, some career plans, etc., etc. The structure of the motivational letter and the online interview is also described on the website of First Faculty of Medicine at the part of admission process, including all the important dates, payment, etc., etc. And when it comes to contacts, when it comes to information, I would recommend you to follow the Department of Addictology website, the English one. We a little bit changed the landing page, the website of our master study program. So as you can find also within this webinar, so let's follow the Addictology Master Program website, where we will add and edit the most current information. Then I would recommend you to sometimes follow and have a look to First Faculty of Medicine website, where all administrative or formal information are described in more details. There is also a link to the website where you can apply to the study. And by the way, you can also follow and have a look to ISSUP Czech Republic website, ISSUP Czech Republic social media such as Instagram and Facebook, where we sometimes posting posts with some current news information. And if you would have any specific question, any specific need, then you can also contact us to this email address, and I or some of my colleagues will reply to you. So it was some basic information regarding our addictology study program, and now we have some time for, or maybe 10 minutes for the questions.
Okay, thanks, Adam. That was a great presentation. Thank you very much. Yes, excellent, and it was fascinating to hear more about Charles University and see all those wonderful pictures, and yeah, to hear about what you offer and the career opportunities that are available, and of course an in-depth review of the master's degree programme. It's time to start the Q&A. As Adam said, we have a lot of questions, Adam, so I hope you're prepared. As always, it's never too late to ask a question. So if you'd like to ask a question, please head to the questions pane of the webinar interface and we can try and answer it for you. So we'll make a start. Right, so one of the first questions is, I've wrapped this up because quite a lot of people have asked this question, Adam. Is there any scholarships or fully funded sponsorship opportunities available for international students, and in particular from any developing countries?
Yeah, a very good question and very frequently asked question. So thank you for this. Currently, the First Faculty of Medicine does not provide any form of this type of scholarship. When it comes to scholarships, the one way how to get scholarship is during the study. So when the student is already studying the program, so then there is kind of merit-based scholarship for kind of outstanding study achievement. So only this type of scholarship currently it is provided to students, but we will try to get some type of fundings from some independent organization. So if we will have any types of scholarships, for example, 2 or 3 scholarships from some local organizations or some regions, we will inform the students at our website immediately.
Okay, thanks, Adam. Next question is, what is the criteria for the new master's programme for those with years of experience?
Regarding the application process, there are no criteria regarding the previous experience. So if the student graduated as a bachelor student, and then he or she can apply to the study program. But we will have a look on the study profile or the professional profile of the student in the motivational letter, and then within the online interview. So when it comes to formal requirements, there is no any kind of formal requirement regarding the previous clinical or practice experience in the field. And also the subjects, also the courses are designed also for students who are not yet educated in addiction science or addiction treatment field.
Thank you. Somebody has asked, do you provide any support for refugees from Ukraine in terms of tuition fees for the addictology programme to study? I am interested in a master's programme as well as the PhD programme.
Currently, I do not have detailed information regarding this. I will need to ask my colleagues from the academic board from the First Faculty of Medicine. There is some kind of this program for refugees, but let me maybe provide you detailed information via email. So if you have any types of this questions, please send me an email and I will provide you detailed information or link to the more information from the First Faculty of Medicine.
Okay, thanks, Adam. Some more questions. So the next one is, will the program be conducted in person or online?
Yes, as I mentioned, only in-person form is acceptable within this study program, but no worry, all students will have a chance to travel back to his or her family or home. So during the season, especially when it comes to summer month in the Czech Republic, June, July, then there is kind of summer holidays, or also during the December Christmas holidays. So then the students can go home to visit his or her family for a couple of weeks. So in-person form is only the acceptable form, but there are, I would say, three parts in the academic year where the students can visit his home and their home and families.
Okay. Thank you very much. And the next one. I think you may have touched on this in your presentation, but Dr. Shamilia has asked about the fee criteria, which I know you've already mentioned, requirements, scholarships, and future advancements like PhD.
Mm-hmm. If somebody would like to apply to our PhD program.
Yes.
Yes, so then if there is any attendant, any participant who would like to apply to our PhD program, there must be background, or the student must graduate in full master study program. So it means graduation in bachelor and then master program. We recommend to prepare some kind of research design, and it is highly preferable to contact some of our PhD supervisors and discuss the design and the proportion of the research with some of our PhD supervisors. You can have more information regarding our PhD study program at the website adiktologie.cz/n. And there is also at the study part, you can have a look to master degree and also doctoral degree. So you can have a look and get more information regarding this here. And the doctoral study program, PhD study program has two forms, in-person form and also combined form. So in this case, students can stay, for example, in his or her country and study in this combined form. And it is for 4 years. So the minimum is 4 years to get the PhD study in here in First Faculty of Medicine.
Okay, thank you. That was a very detailed response. Thank you, Adam. Quite a few people have asked questions about the visa process. And just asking what the requirements are to retain a visa. Is that something you can help with, or do they need to check depending on their individual countries?
Yeah, we have there a department dedicated to this agenda within the First Faculty of Medicine. So every student could get the final result of the admission process at the turn of the May and the next month. So then we should have a 4 months for the visa process. And we have there a administrative staff within the First Faculty of Medicine who will help each student with this process, because sometimes it is not easy to have the visa. But I would like to make you sure that we already have there some of students from countries out of the European Union, so it is possible to get it.
Okay.
And we will help every student as we will able to. Yeah.
Okay. So many questions, Adam. I'm sorry, I'm trying to rattle through them. I knew we'd have a lot of questions. So somebody's asked, just relating to your PhD answer just a moment ago, can you admit directly onto the PhD, or does one have to have an MA first?
I'm sorry, what about the PhD?
They've just said, do you admit directly onto the PhD, or do you have to have an MA first? If that makes sense.
There is no any kind of order or continuing between the master program and the PhD program. When we go back to the pyramid image of our study programs, so every student, when it comes to English speaking students, can study the program itself without the previous level. So if I am, for example, student of psychology from Germany, and I have the full master study program or master degree, then I can apply to the addictology PhD program at the First Faculty of Medicine. So he or she can study our PhD study program. When it comes to English master study program, also there is no need to study before our bachelor program, so it is okay to select the each program before or without any previous study program of addictology.
Okay, thanks. And somebody's just asked, can you just reconfirm the application date? Is it the 1st of December 2023? They just wanted to read.
It is 2023. I have to tell my graphic designer to repair this number in the website. So it is 1st of December 2023. So at that day, the opening of admission process will start. And the link is at the First Faculty of Medicine website. So there is a direct link where the student can apply online to the master study program in addictology.
Okay, I mean, somebody's asked as well, if you're prepared to share a copy of the presentation. It's normally standard practice that we do with webinars, Adam. So a lot of the information obviously will be in there as well, won't it? Okay, a couple more questions and then we'll wrap up. So somebody's asked if they can work a lot and study at the same time.
Honestly speaking, there will be kind of intensive study programs. So in theoretical way, it is possible, but in the practical way, it will be not very easy to combine the both form. Currently, we are collecting the study program itself and the schedule and the teaching schedule. But for example, during the week, students can dedicate 2 days maximum for the work. So when for example, we can imagine the study week where the Monday and Friday will be kind of 3 days for the work, and the rest of the week the student has to be at the in-person teaching and trainings, etc.
Okay, thanks. I think just one last question, because a few people have asked this as well. Just about the payment plan. They just wanted to know how it works for the payment of any fees.
About the payment plan, yes. So regarding the payment plan, all the formal information students can also find at the First Faculty of Medicine, because my colleagues and the administrative positions are providing this in types of information and the schedule of the payment. So then I also would refer or would recommend to students to have a look on it, and all these information are detailedly prescribed or described in details here. In case there will be any kind of question, all attendees or participants can ask the study department with the more details.
Okay, thanks, Adam. I'm sorry, I think that's about time for all the questions. I know there's a lot in the questions, so thank you very much for everybody for sending them in. And I'm sorry we didn't get round to all of them, but hopefully we answered most of your questions. So that's it. So thanks again to our speaker, Adam, for your great presentation and for answering all those questions. There were so many today. So yeah, it's a real pleasure to have you with us. And thank you to the team behind the scenes for their support. You know who you are. So this concludes the webinar. Thank you all for attending. We hope you learned something new about the Master Study Programme run by our lovely colleagues in the Czech Republic. And you will receive a follow-up email within 24 to 48 hours with a link to view the recording of today's webinar. So on behalf of ISSUP and our presenters today, thank you for joining and have a great rest of your day. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thanks and have a good day.